Okay, guys, I have the lovely Paige here. Say hi, Paige. Paige. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. This is my American Bulldog. She is about 86 pounds. She's very, very healthy. I feed her an all-grain, really clean food from Diamond. I mean, I'm sure it's not the best, but what I do is I gauge what it looks like when she poops, and it's kind of moist still, and it's solid, but yet it's not so bad that it's uncomfortable for her. She's still really easy. I can tell it's a really good brand for her. She's a pure white dog, and a lot of white dogs have problems. What I'm finding lately is she's licking spots that are raw on her belly, and I don't know if she'll do this sometimes out of boredom or if something's really irritating her. But you'll see down in here, she's got a spot right there in her belly and down there. So what I'll do is I'll grab a warm rag and I'll go ahead and wash her up and stuff like that. She just had a bath, so maybe some of that has to do with dry skin. A week ago she started doing this. What I do is I took a triple antibiotic ointment and I rubbed her down. And then when I came home from work, I put a real light layer of cocoa butter and lotion over it, and it healed within a day. It was gone. Now she's doing it again. So it's the time of year where it's really cold outside. It's starting to get down to like -4 or -8, and she does okay in the snow, but she kind of breaks out and stuff. She gets dry skin. In the beginning, her belly area all through here would start to turn like a brownish pink color, and that was the reaction to the grain. I actually adopted her from somebody that didn't know very much about her. I want to show you guys how to take care of her nails. She was a problem dog. I would take her to the vet, and she wouldn't let them touch her. She would fuss. She would snap back at them, but she would never try to bite them. She would snap back at them, and basically she wouldn't let nobody even. She would never even let me grab her paws or anything like this. You see how she's got to the point where it's starting to grow over the quick and it's flat. I want to show you guys. It's not uncomfortable for her yet. I mean, it's getting to the point where it's tapping on the ground and stuff, and it's only been doing that for about a week now. So I'm going to go ahead and start working them back and just make a video. Basically, when you have a dog that's just unruly and it just doesn't really want to have anybody touch its paws, the best thing for you to do is just like lay on the couch. At first they're going to pull away and they're going to yank back and stuff. Grab their paws and play with them. Put your fingers between their toes and stuff, rub around on them and everything. And eventually you're going to get to the point where she's just going to let you play with her feet, and she's not going to pull away, and she's not going to be. And then you can start getting clippers down in there. I use a little Dremel. You can see in between your dogs, their toes, the webbing. You can see like little boils form. Basically, what that is most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, what that is you'll see there was one there. I got rid of it. That hair will actually start to grow back into the skin, and there she had one. So I cleaned it up, popped it, got all the pus and stuff out of it, got the hair that was growing back in. I picked it all out, and then there was one right here in the webbing in the bottom. I got rid of it. You can see it's a little dry still, but I've been treating it every night. It doesn't bother her anymore. There was another one here. You can see this one, I treated it already. I kind of squeezed the fluid and stuff out of it. It's the boil that was there. Cleaned the hair and stuff out of it. Cleaned it out with peroxide. What I did here, so I left this paw so you guys can see how flat and it's starting to grow over the quick. That's the vein that goes through the center. And what I started doing to treat it was I started rounding the sides back, cutting into the quick just a little bit, rounding the head of it. And I'll keep rounding it little by little by little. Probably every 5 to 7 days. I'll just work it back until she's not tapping the ground anymore, and I'll just try to maintain it and keep it there. This dog actually wakes me up when I have my nightmares and stuff. I was in Iraq, and she's my service dog. She'll actually wake me up in my sleep, and she'll claw me. She'll kind of claw into my. She'll push her paws into my side, and she'll push into me, and it'll wake me up out of my sleep because sometimes it hurts so bad. So I don't really want her to have nails that are too short in case I do have an episode. But I've been eating more of like a ketogenic diet where I'm having higher levels of fat, not so many carbs and sugar. So I'm to the point now where my like ketone levels are really high in my body, so my brain is like becoming very, very efficient, and I don't have no issues with anxiety attacks and stuff anymore. It's actually working better than the medication is. But I'm going to take you through a little spot real quick where I show you what I do. I'm going to have the phone kind of far away, and I'll show you how just by me playing with her feet over the 2 or 3 month period, it's what gained me a little bit more control. And I'll show you that if you go to use a tool, a clipper, a Dremel, and you have the dog's leg extended, they'll try to kick and they'll have this reaction where they want to jerk away. But if you actually close the distance into their body and get that leg to tuck back up under and do your work at a closer distance, they can't jerk back and forth and stuff like that and possibly hurt themselves and hurt you. So I'll get her leg in so she doesn't have any room to move, and I'll keep that leg. See, right now it's fully extended, and she'll kick and jerk all over the place, and sometimes you can get yourself, if you're using clippers, you'll accidentally cut her. But I'll close that distance in, and I won't give her that room to do that, and then I'll work her nails from a distance here. So let me leave this here. I'm going to try to set the phone over here to the side. It's going to get a little shaky, and I'm going to show you guys what I do. In the beginning, I'll leave it on a low setting. Then I'm closing the distance to her. If I start to extend it, her front paw she's really comfortable with. She won't try to, see, she's starting to jerk and pull back. But if I close it in, I don't know if you can see that or not, probably not. See, she's jerking every time I touch her. She's starting to jerk back. The legs will get really jerky and strong. So I'll close the distance in to her so she can't jerk, and I'll just go ahead and I'll finish this one real quick and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I try to keep it away from her face. I'll show you the difference between the two. So this is one that I just brushed up real quick. Kind of cut it back some, rounded the edges off. I don't want to put her through too much stress. This is one that's not done. It's really sharp, grown over, no rounded edges. What I'll do every 5 to 7 days is I'll go ahead and give it a shot, and I'll start trimming these back some. And just make her real familiar with. You know, at first I couldn't even get around her with this, but now she's really good. She's really receptive to it, and she'll get to jerking and kicking sometimes. She didn't like this thing at all. But anyway, that's it, guys. That's all I got. I mean, just, you know, when you're caring for your dog, treat it like it's you, and you know, like you would want to be cared for. And you know, she was frightened at the beginning to let anybody touch her nails, but at least I'm to the point now where I can work them in, and slowly over the next few weeks I'll show you guys each time how I pull them back little by little, and I'll show you some other things to do. One of them is expressing the glands on the back of the dog. There's an anal gland on both sides here, and a lot of times when you switch up their diet and stuff like that, they'll get backed up, and they'll try to rub their ass across the ground. So what you'll have to do is actually get some latex gloves and a little bit of like petroleum jelly, and you'll actually reach inside the anal gland and curve your finger to the side, and you'll actually express that gland out, and you'll see like a tarry looking fluid, like a brownish fluid, come out. Sometimes if you don't get it out of there and it backs up, you'll see a pimple form right there on the butt area, and it'll just be a little dot at first. You'll think, oh, it ain't nothing. Well, it'll grow into a big boil of cyst, and it'll actually pop right through the skin because that gland filled up so much and it's not draining. So what happens when a dog goes to the bathroom, pushes against that gland, and it actually pushes that fluid out of there. You're a good girl. Alright, guys, this is Rich and Paige, and this is our doggy care. Maybe we can do some more videos eventually. This tool that I used was at Walmart. It was like $14. It's by Oster, and I just take the cap off it. I don't like the cap being on there, and I just don't get too crazy with this thing. Don't hold it in one spot. Move around kind of quick, because if you hold it in one spot, it'll almost create like a burning sensation. So that's why I move so fast when I do it, so it doesn't hurt her. Alright, guys, take care.